thing. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Since the game doesn't look like shit now, it might be time to do this again. Okay, so... playing this game with a controller is actually somewhat easy, but there are things you have to do first, like, the stupidest thing, dumbest thing, most retarded thing you have to do, only because it's a very, very bad engine they decided to make this game in. You're gonna have to have your controller on from the start. Not from the absolute start, before you actually start the game, you're gonna have to, have it active. And when you get to the title screen, you have to push a button on your controller. Now, to my knowledge, it only works with X input directly, so if you want to use others, I want to have to use some sort of direct input to X input conversion, or whatever you need to do to make it convert into X input. Once you get that out of the way, it's only a couple of things you have to do. Where's controls? There they are, it's up there. You got your sensitivities, this, I really like using that. In case you want to do that, or that. These are all options right here. These two, however, you'll want to remove those. You'll want to turn those off, because your Payday experience will be very, very terrible with them on. Or at least mine was. When I realized that these were on, everything was completely foobar. Right. Never mind, friend interrupted me. Second thing, button layout. You better get used to this layout, because you can't change it. Actually, there might be a way to change it, but it's not done in-game. And to be entirely fair, this control scheme is actually quite decent. Doesn't take very long to get used to. That's for in-vehicle. Remember, the B button is to have fun. Once you get everything here set up the way you want it, not a difficult task, and get the rest of your settings set up, you're ready to go play with the game with controller. Guess what? I'm gonna go demonstrate it with... what else? My favorite heist to demonstrate things on.
This town is a great place to fence jewelry. Easy to move. Diplomats and trophy wives buying it, no questions asked.
This is a good place to do both stealth and loud demonstrate. Bonnie isn't good at computers. Well, I'm sorry, but also by default it'll show your controls during the loading screen. I have that turned off, but I have the Payday trivia turned on, just so I can make fun of the very dumb things they put for trivia.
Alright people, this is a pretty sweet opportunity. All sorts of mid-range diamonds and the like in the display cases. Do your worst.
And why does this map have a vantage point anyway?
A classic knockover.
So you can see all the button prompts are controller oriented now. I have not ever been able to... I won't be able to demonstrate it with this heist, but during you can't draw during pre-planning. You can do pretty much anything else though. Not being able to draw dicks in pre-planning is kind of a downside using a controller, but hey, that's how it goes. Now, as far as how stealth goes, it's stealth. I mean, it's straightforward. There's nothing really that different. Even if you're playing for the first time, there's nothing that different between stealth and loud when you're using a controller.
It's secure. Guard, watch it. Watch out, guard.
As you can see here, there's two guards. And I can't answer both their pages at the same time, so one of them needs to go the fuck away. Like that. This one is dead.
I come from a land down under, where beer flows and men chunder. Oh, sorry. Is this on? Hello?
Oh, I've been detected. Not a problem, I'll just go over there and shoot him.
No real problem, Control. Leroy is upset because I said I don't
Be
believe...
very... again, this is also demonstrating how the button prompts are shown. You'll definitely want to hold that right shoulder button as hard as you can, because...
Crikey, keep the civvies in check.
I gotta poke a window and... there's no one back here.
The display cases are smashable.
There is literally no one back here. Alright then. Well, probably no guard in the main lobby either.
Down on the ground.
Well, let's get this thing back in the load.
Down.
I mean, quite frankly, stealthing this would be
The floor.
pointless.
That hostage was
You want to see some hardcore gunplay action, don't you?
a few more time.
From someone who's not claiming to be a professional at this.
Down on the ground.
At no point did I ever say I was good at this game, alright? I'm just showing you how it goes with the controller. It's jewelry store, okay? Well, they called the cops already, Jesus Christ.
Down.
The police have been alerted and are closing in. They'll be there any second.
Again, all the differences between a mouse and keyboard and controller are very obvious. They do require different methods of aiming. But for the most part, for this game, it's not really that different. I'm pretty sure console players who aren't, sadly, have access to all the content. The main PC version, but they're trying to fix that. They're trying. Here at Overkill, we try. And that's all we can say.
I'll be back with a new position.
At this point, I'm just gonna shut up and let you have fun watching me play Jewelry Store. Loud. Alone.
Medic bag right here. Stay still. Don't move.
There's movement in the alleys. Stay alert.
Medic is out.
Hey, aren't my bots supposed to be customized? Oh, right, I moved weapons around, so they probably don't even have it anymore. Right. I'll have to fix that later.
Escape course there. You need to be down the chute soon, fellas. Hurry. Guys, I'm waiting. I can't stay long. Hurry up. So many cops here, guys. Hurry.
Dragon, get your ass over here. I don't know how far away he went. Bonnie, don't, Bonnie, don't. What? Dragon, what? I hear a cloaker nearby. I hope I'm wrong. I'm not. He's dead. I think I hear a sniper.
Your job is to make them go down without a goddamn fight.
Bane? Be quiet.
A shield.
Enemy medic is no more.
That's a lot of bags, guys. Okay, that's all we need. The escape plan is ready. Go when you're good.
Got the shields, everybody.
As soon as we have it.
And that's how you play with a controller for the most part. There are a couple of specific things to mention. We'll get to those. Let's just see what card I got. Totally needed that. Alright. First thing to mention is that if your controller ever disconnects, like this, yeah, you're gonna have to insert that controller again, or turn it back on if it's wireless. You can't do anything. I mean, you could end the game's process, but another dumb thing is that it'll still, if you quit the game and then, I'll actually demonstrate that later. Right. A particular weapon is a Little Friend 7.62 assault rifle. It has a grenade launcher underneath its barrel. To switch to it, you have to hold down the down button, since it counts as a bipod. That's something to keep in mind. Second, well, Menu navigation can be a little awkward at times. Not for the most part, though. Really, only in pre-playing does it look a little funny, but other than that, it's fine. It's all fine. As for the second thing, the truly second thing, shall demonstrate that now. Oh, Payday 2 actually closed quicker than I could, but anyway, if you unplug your controller while it's quitting, it won't quit. It will not quit until you put the controller back in. It's dumb. Well, that's really about it. That's all I can teach. That's all there is to it, really.